Welcome to AiTales, the YouTube channel that uses the power of artificial intelligence to tell true and fiction stories like never before. Through cutting-edge AI technology, we bring the past to life and uncover fascinating tales from history that have been long forgotten. Join us as we delve deep into the past and explore the people, places, and events that have shaped our world. With AiTales, history has never been more exciting or engaging. Karl Marx was born in Trier, Germany in 1818. He was the third child of a Jewish family, but his father, Heinrich Marx, converted to Christianity to advance his career as a lawyer. Karl was raised in a middle-class family and received a classical education at the gymnasium in Trier. He was an excellent student and showed an early interest in literature and philosophy. In 1835, Marx began his studies at the University of Bonn, where he studied law and philosophy. However, his time at Bonn was short-lived, as he quickly became involved in dueling and drinking, and his father sent him to the more serious University of Berlin to continue his studies. There, he was introduced to the philosophy of Hegel, which would have a profound impact on his thinking. After completing his studies in Berlin, Marx began writing for the Rheinische Zeitung, a newspaper based in Cologne. He quickly became known for his incisive critiques of the Prussian government and his advocacy for political reform. However, his radical views soon got him into trouble with the authorities, and he was forced to resign from the newspaper. Undeterred, Marx continued to write and study, and in 1844 he published his first major work, the Economic and Philosophical Manuscripts. This book marked a turning point in Marx's thinking, as he began to develop his ideas about the relationship between labor, capital, and society. He argued that the capitalist system was inherently exploitative and that the working class would eventually rise and overthrow their oppressors. Over the next few years, Marx continued to refine his ideas, and in 1848 he published the Communist Manifesto, co-authored with Friedrich Engels. The manifesto called for the establishment of a socialist society, in which the means of production would be owned and controlled by the workers. It became a rallying cry for revolutionaries around the world and remains one of the most influential political works in history. Despite his intellectual achievements, Marx struggled with poverty and ill health for much of his life. He moved frequently, living in cities such as Paris, Brussels, and London, where he eventually settled in 1850. There, he continued to write and agitate for political change even as his health declined. He died in 1883 at the age of 64, but his ideas have continued to inspire social movements and political revolutions around the world. After the publication of the Communist Manifesto, Karl Marx became increasingly involved in political activism. He helped to found the International Workingmen's Association, also known as the First International, which brought together socialist and labor organizations from around the world. Marx's ideas were gaining traction among the working class, who were increasingly disillusioned with the capitalist system. In many European countries, workers were organized into unions and demanded better working conditions and higher wages. Marx saw these movements as a prelude to the ultimate revolution, in which the workers would overthrow the capitalists and seize control of the means of production. In 1867, Marx published the first volume of his magnum opus, Capital, Critique of Political Economy. This massive work was the culmination of years of research and writing and provided a comprehensive analysis of the capitalist system. Marx argued that capitalism was inherently unstable, with periods of boom and bust, and that the accumulation of wealth in the hands of a few would ultimately lead to the downfall of the system. Despite his growing influence, Marx faced many challenges in his personal life. He struggled with a chronic illness, which made it difficult for him to work for long periods. He also faced financial difficulties and was often forced to rely on the financial support of his friend and collaborator, Friedrich Engels. Marx's health continued to decline in the 1870s, but he remained active in political circles. He corresponded with socialist leaders from around the world and continued to write and publish articles on political and economic issues. In the final years of his life, Marx became increasingly disillusioned with the direction of the socialist movement. He saw many of his followers embracing reformist strategies, such as participation in parliamentary politics, rather than advocating for revolutionary change. Marx believed that these tactics would only serve to perpetuate the capitalist system, rather than bring it to an end. Karl Marx died in London in 1883, at the age of 64. His ideas would continue to influence political movements throughout the 20th century, including the Bolshevik Revolution in Russia and the rise of communism in China. Despite criticisms of his work and the shortcomings of the socialist states that emerged in the 20th century, Marx remains one of the most important thinkers in the history of political philosophy, whose ideas continue to shape political discourse today. Thank you for watching this episode of AiTales, where we bring history to life through the power of AI. We hope you found this episode informative and entertaining, and that it deepened your understanding and appreciation of the world around us. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us continue to create and share more fascinating stories from the past, brought to life with the latest AI technology. Thank you again for tuning in to AiTales, and we look forward to sharing more incredible stories with you soon.